Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 122. Before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Here's a cheers to you guys. Thank you for watching. What side is my heart? I guess this side. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching and subscribing. So I'm going to do another one of these little revisiting forgotten bands. This one, okay, well, first of all, it's Rough Cutt. So I knew the name until probably, oh my God, late 80s. I kind of knew of the band. Like I knew who they were, but I knew the name, and I'll show you why in a few here. Well, you know what? First of all, this is how I heard the name Rough Cutt. Was from this. Everybody knows Hearing Aid, where a whole bunch of heavy metal artists went on to record an amazing song. Whether you're lots of lead guitars. Anyway, Rough Cutt was in this, but it was probably the only band in there. Like I knew your, Queensryche, your Iron Maiden, your Dio, Dokken, Wasp, King Cobra, who else? Quiet Riot, Judas Priest. Anyway, you kind of knew these names. Then you had Rough Cutt. I'm like, who are they? Like, I didn't know them at the time. So this was my first introduction to the name. So now, so they existed by this time. They are from LA. They formed in 1982, I believe. I find that this band, I actually like Rough Cutt a lot, actually, to be honest. I find that they're a very bass heavy, even though you have two guitarists, they're a bass heavy band. And what I mean by bass heavy is, even like usually when you have two guitarists, you have a guy doing a rhythm all through the same song, and the guy doing leads. A lot of the times there's like no guitars, and it's just the bass doing some. You can hear it on. Well, we'll get to the songs in a few there, but I find that they're very bass heavy. So they're pretty. I find that they're pretty original riffing. They're not like your Poison and your. I find that they're heavy, like hard rock, verging on metal at times here. So anyway, let's talk about Rough Cutt. The first and there's lots of lineups for this band, so I'm just gonna go with the first and last one. There's too many to go through here. So the first official lineup had Paul Shortino on vocals, Amir Darak on guitar, Chris Hager on guitar, Matt Thor, which later becomes Thorn. I don't know which is which or when he changed or if he did, but either Matt Thor or Matt Thorn on bass, and Dave Alford on drums. So, again, cheers. Just very thirsty today. So, album number 1, self-titled Rough Cutt. I actually like this album a lot. If you're looking for radio hits, you're not going to find any in this. This is just straight ahead rock. It's got probably my favorite song by them, Take Her. It's got a cool riff. You can find it on YouTube. It's a live version, though. It's not a video. Then you got the video, which was Piece of My Heart, which was a cover of Janis Joplin. Decent. And there's a video also for Never Gonna Die. Dreaming Again's great. So what I did not realize is when I first discovered these guys, I wasn't much of as a little kid, I was a reader of lyrics or song titles, and I knew every song. Just realized that, like, Cut Your Heart Out, Cutt has 2 T's, like this here. She's Too Hot, 2 T's for the word hot. And what was the other one that maybe it's on the other album there. But anyway, this album was actually very good here. I like these guys. They're, I mean, not on my turntable all the time, but oh yeah, Black Widow's a great song. Very slow, almost doomy song there. But anyway, Rough Cut self-titled. Check it out. They've never heard of these guys here. That was in 1985. 1986 came Rough Cut Wants You. Like the young, or if I look at the camera, not to the friggin', anyway. Rough Cut Wants You. There you go. Not as good as the first one. Still very good, I find there. Again, with that bass, like, what was that song? Never Gonna Die, I think. And then this one here, Double Trouble, which had the video, which had the two, or Trouble had two twins like this here in the video. Anyway, I still find this album very good here. No complaints here. It's just, like I said, a tad not as good, but I think a better or more interesting album cover there. But yeah, Rough Cut Wants You in 1986. But if you've never heard of these guys, which is the reason I'm doing these episodes, is because it's pretty much the last album they did, until later. So I guess they disbanded after they just weren't achieving commercial success. They never played videos here at the Power Hour. I guess I remember I knew the name again because of the Hearing Aid, and that came out in '86, which was about the same time as their second album. But anyway, so now this is where it kind of gets interesting, I guess. Paul Shortino, which, I mean, not to sound bad doing it, he's got what you call a very sexy voice for a frontman there. Like Bruce Dickinson has a Paul Stanley has a Dio's got a very operatic. This, you have to hear it to know what I'm talking about. It's got this sexy male voice. Anyway, so Rough Cut I don't know if Rough Cut disbanded or Paul Shortino was asked to join Quiet Riot, and then Rough Cut disbanded. That part I'm not too sure. Not an expert on Rough Cut there, but I learn every time I do these ones here too. So yeah, they did the infamous Quiet Riot. It's called, the one with the Q and R. I love Paul Shortino. I love the guy there. Great voice, I find. Maybe I have a man crush on him. That's probably why I find he's got a sexy voice. But my God, that Quiet Riot album, apart from Stay With Me Tonight, what I think is a great song, was not quite right. It was such a bad move. Most people hate the album. I'm like, yeah, it's there. There's some decent songs here and there, but I never play it. Anyway, that lasted one album. Then I guess Quiet Riot disbanded. That was a total flop. Fast forward to I forget what year, and I did another episode where King Cobra have recruited Paul Shortino to be their singer. So they did King Cobra and King Cobra 2 on CD, which the first King Cobra with Paul Shortino was very good. Second one, good, very good too. Just not as good as that first one. The first one was surprisingly very excellent. So he went and did, two King Cobra albums. Then, during that time, there was reunions of Rough Cut here and there, and that's where I'm not going to go into the lineup. There's like 7 different lineups. Not sure if I mentioned at the beginning too. Did you guys know that Jakey Lee, like from Ozzy or Badlands, Claude Schnell, the keyboardist from Dio, Craig Goldie from Giuffria, and also Dio, were in the early stages of the band Rough Cut. But yeah, there was like 7 different versions. They kind of, did a couple of shows here and then did nothing. Then a couple of whole bunch of different singers at one time. I'm just like, I'm not writing this down here. So come 2021, they actually released an album digitally only. So I'm going to put it right here because I don't own a copy. I only have it digitally. It's available on Bandcamp. Oh, the fuck, Dan. Bandcamp, or you can download a few singles off of iTunes. So it's called Rough Cutt 3. Like I said, I'm putting the album cover right here. Actually, pretty freaking good. I was actually surprised. I was not expecting much. This one only has Paul Shortino, Amir Dirac, and Matt Thorne at this point. I don't know when he changed Thor to Thorne. But anyway, I guess they're technically still active. But also, technically, I saw Paul Shortino recording vocals or recording something with King Cobra for a third album with that lineup. So, who knows? Rough Cutt, if you're watching this, please release Rough Cutt 3 on vinyl. It's actually pretty good. I actually like that album. And you know what? Homework. I mean, this one to me is really great. But, and this one's a little bit hard to find. I'll say that. But if you can actually find this one, it's actually a very good album here. Don't look for hits like Poison or Warren, Cherry Pie or Nothing But a Good Time. You won't find this with this band here. Just heavy, sometimes slower, good. There's some fast songs too there. But it's, I would say, hard rock verging on heavy metal. But their riffs are actually pretty original, pretty cool. Check out that song, Take Her. It's a great song. Black Widow is another great one too. Double Trouble's a weird. I don't know why that was picked as a single. That's a weird single. That would never, or video, whatever. Rock the USA. Anyway, this is, like I said, I would go for this one. And if you like this one, give this one a try if you can find it. So anyway, that is my episode on Rough Cutt. Not a long one, but again, trying to educate the planet on maybe bands that, people who are watching this channel pretty much know these bands already, but you know what? You never know who's going to stop by and I'm like, oh my God, I never heard of Rough Cutt. So check it out. Rough Cutt, album 1 and 2. And the 3, if you guys have Bandcamp, or the best bet is Bandcamp. I don't even know if it exists on CD. I think so, but I would definitely get it on vinyl if it came out. So 2021, Quiet, Rough Cutt 3. On that note, thank you guys for watching, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.